Alright. What up, folks? You're watching Jaby TV. I am Jaby KOAY, your host, joined by NICOLE LEMOINE.
Hi.
Not a host, but a very, very pretty lady with a lot of things to say that are very, very interesting. So, we're gonna look at Resistance, the Yu Kwan Soon story. 2019 movie trailer Eon Talk. This comes from Eon Talk, the YouTube channel. They have a lot of great Korean trailers, or a lot of Korean trailers as far as I know, because I haven't watched all of them. So a lot of Korean trailers, and so far the ones I've seen, I have enjoyed. Oh God, oh God, oh God, why? Why would you do that?
週刊番号は371番入室
전혀 알지.
그 가총님이 무엇이 죽었다고
만세. 누가 시켜서 했습니까?
우리 또래 같은데 말 나요.
어머니가 신도 시켜놓고
시킨 사람은 있다. 다 너 1번 때문이다.
어떤 하시고 싶다는 사이
무슨 계획이 있어서 이런 거 나겠지. 저기요, 만세 1주년인데 빨래나 하고 있을 순 없잖아요.
自ら囚人だということを共有しております
오늘이 몇 월 며칠이냐?
이部屋で始まりました
감옥에서 만세를 불러 감옥에서
최후의 1인까지 최후의 일각까지 떳떳하게 외쳐라.
왜 그렇게까지 하는 거요?
Piano are such a cheat because like it makes you all emotional and stuff.
I'm ready to cry.
Yeah, like
Did you get
it's-
teary-eyed?
yeah, I did because of the piano. That's all it is. It's just a trick, just like the Inception soundtrack. Is you hear the piano and you're like, oh my goodness, I feel so sad all of a sudden.
Plus the black and white.
The
really
black, yeah,
helps.
well, it's a very Schindler's List kind of thing, right? To use the black and white as a means of making it feel that time period. I didn't know about this story. It doesn't surprise me though, because Japanese during the Axis of Evil time period, World War II, they were pretty brutal, man. The Japanese had a very formidable army. I was just watching a video by Philip DeFranco the other day talking about the century of, it's a Chinese century of humiliation or something like that, a century of humiliation, talking about how the Chinese got like invaded by all these different people, and amongst were the Japanese, who did some pretty brutal things. Like Japanese today has such a different connotation than it did in the 40s and earlier. I remember hearing from someone that when they invaded the Philippines, for instance, they would toss up babies and catch them with bayonets. I didn't know what a bayonet was, and it was explained to me. I was like, oh, that's crazy. Like, it's like a sword at the end of a gun. It's terrible. When they invaded China, remember that scene in Schindler's List when you saw like all those Jews burning?
I'm so sad right
Yeah,
now.
but like there was something like that happened that was like where they basically raped and killed so many Chinese women. It was like this crazy massacre. So the Japanese, like, there's still this legacy, tension between Japanese and other countries. And you can see why this is history that Japan kind of tries to bury. They don't want to look at this because it's very shameful, and it's like, God, that was really stupid, wasn't it? That was really bad. I get it. I wouldn't want to remember that either. I would want to try to remove that from my history books as well. I mean, you see from here, like, what's going on. These women were in prison. What's great about this story is inspiring because despite being in prison and in this very dire circumstance, they don't lose their spirit. They don't lose their hope.
Well, because they have a leader.
Well, then she
allows them
didn't.
to believe in their independence.
Right. Perseverance is very inspirational. I very much admire that because I feel like that's not your average person. Your average person isn't capable of that. And you need that anomaly who is crazy enough to continue believing in this idea so everyone can rise up together.
And have that hope.
You need that person, that character, because it's not in all of us. We feed off of that leader's energy, their morale, you know?
Their vigor.
The vigor. But that's really cool. Like, I don't know anything about this story. It's very inspirational. And I'm actually very interested in that. It seems like such a great and powerful story. I don't know how true it is. I don't know like how real or how accurate it is. It wouldn't surprise me if it was true, given what I've already heard about the axis of evil that existed at that time. Like, it was pretty horrifying. It's not called axis of evil. Axis of powers. I've been calling it axis of evil. It's called axis of powers. I know it's axis something. So I think I was saying axis of evil because that's what they call the thing today. Yeah, I was confusing it. Bush's axis of evil comprised of Iran, Iraq, North Korea. Sorry, I got it confused. My history, it's all, yeah, I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. I don't know anything.
You're stupid.
Yeah.
You just need a history refresh.
It's just the terminology that confused me, but I think everyone understood what I was talking about. You have the axis of powers, the Axis powers, which was Japan and Germany, and I believe Italy, unfortunately. So look at that, half Italian. I don't know what the Italians were doing. I just heard about what the Japanese and the Germans were doing because I don't want to know what the Italians were doing.
I think if you and I were watching this movie, we would both be in tears by the end and consoling each other.
For sure.
But for sure, she gets her freedom,
Yeah.
right? It has to go that direction.
Removing the ethnocentrism from it, and removing just culture, tribe from it, just the idea of this group of people who's suppressed by another group of people, and having the fortitude to power through that is amazing, is inspirational. You take out the fact that they're Korean and they're Japanese, and it's just A and B tribe, that's still an inspirational thing to watch, in my opinion. Like, that she could still power through that. That's amazing.
We've seen that in so many different movies. You think this movie will be unique?
For me, it's unique insofar as I haven't seen a film that focused solely on women collectively surviving in a circumstance like this. I mean, in Schindler's List, you did see, I think, a lot of women together in the gas chambers and stuff like that. Or not the gas chamber, it was the showers, and you thought it was going to be a gas chamber because you know, they kept hearing about the gas chamber. I just ruined that for you if you've never seen Schindler's List. I haven't seen a war film that was just focused on a large group of women who were persevering. It's unique in that regard. Have you? Have you seen that kind of film?
No, I'm trying to think about the female voice and where we've seen it in.
I would have thought you were gonna pounce on top of that, like, yeah, female power.
I was trying to think why I thought this was unique, and you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I so attracted to this movie over other movies that are just like this? It's because we have a female lead.
Earlier we were talking about gender fluidity. Maybe you like gender fluided into a guy for a second, so you couldn't recognize. And I fluided into a woman. You couldn't recognize like why that was so impressive. This story.
I couldn't recognize it because I was crying behind my tears.
Your tears blocking your eyes. You're like, is it a guy? Is it a girl? I don't know anymore. It's just I hear voices.
I want her to be free.
Yeah. And you know that it's not going to be a happy ending. It's not a massage parlor. It's going to be bad. I'm sorry to make a joke. It's just, but you know it's going to be like a sad ending. She's going to William Wallace her way into the end there. Fun fact, there's a lot of inaccuracies in Braveheart, but I think William Wallace did get pulled apart in the end. That is accurate.
In true life.
In the real story, he did get like chopped into several pieces and spread around as a means of a symbol, but that's not what this is about. But like, obviously she's going to be the martyr. She's going to be used as an example, but her death would probably just give the other women more vigor, more inspiration to keep
I was
going.
thinking about it. What was that movie? Was it Life is Beautiful?
Oh my God, don't bring that up. God, that movie is... It's such a manipulative movie. It makes me so mad because it worked on me and I was so mad. I'm like, no.
That's what I see for her.
But she's not pretending that things are peachy. That's the thing that I like about this, is that bravery isn't the lack of fear. It's being afraid and doing it anyway. To me, that's amazing. That's what courage and bravery actually is. You ignore the fact that you're hilariously scared and you just do it anyway.
I mean, I'm wondering if she's gonna survive.
She's not gonna survive.
I don't think so.
No.
That's my gut feeling.
This is a movie you and I go to with tissues.
I mean, we need tissues for the trailer.
I did almost I was welling up a little bit. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Let us know what you thought of this trailer in the comments below. Be honest, be verbose. If you are an aficionado of Korean cinema, a cinephile of the Korean movies, please let us know how you felt about this. Like, be brutally honest, because I think sometimes films that are foreign to you will have a better effect on you because you don't know some of the nuances that maybe aren't good. Or maybe you don't know the good nuances either and can't fully appreciate it. I find that happens with me a lot. So yeah, please let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and check out NICOLE LEMOINE. She's on the social media, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out our other reactions, reviews, and short films. I did that, and now I'm thinking about that. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is
NICOLE LEMOINE.
Peace out.